Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode we will be looking at Fourth Tap's Renewal Tamarind Wheat Ale. Fourth Tap is out of Austin. It's a co-op brewery. I went to Austin recently, picked up a few things to review, some singles and a couple bigger bottles that we don't get here in Houston. So excited to check this stuff out. This beer doesn't have a lot on it here on the can. It says tart, energizing, curious, and refreshing. That's pretty much it. There's no canning date. There's no ABV, no IBUs, anything like that. On the website, it doesn't really have anything either, just a description of the beer and the style. So I went to Untapped, and Untapped says it's 5.8% ABV and 15 IBUs. Don't know how accurate that is, but you know, I guess it's probably pretty close to actual numbers, if not the actual numbers. Anyway, never had anything from Fourth Tap, so I'm pretty excited to check this guy out. So let's get into it. I'm going to pour some for my wife here. Right. One sec. Alright, so check out the color here. It's got this nice hazy, kind of a orange, dark amber color to it. Can't really see through it at all now. It's pretty hazy. It's got a nice white head here. It's a bit foamy. I didn't pour the whole can in here, so it's probably not as big as it could be, but looks nice enough beer, so let's check it out. So definitely has some acidity to it, getting kind of that tart, lemony aspect out of it. It has like a bit of a salt-like character to it too. Almost some vinegar-like quality. I don't know if it's going to be acetic or not, but just kind of what I get out of it. I'm trying to pick up the malt. I don't really get huge malt base. It really, the things that are sticking out to me are kind of those tart, lemony, slightly salty, slightly vinegar-like aspects to it. I can't say that I specifically smell tamarind either. I'm not, I haven't had a whole lot of tamarind, but from what I have had, it usually has more of that kind of a sweeter, almost brown sugar-like quality to it. Can't say I'm picking it out yet, and it may be too cold. May need to let it warm up, but see if it comes out more on the taste. So, cheers. Okay, definitely more on the taste. Now I'm getting those same characteristics on the nose I talked about. A bit of tartness to it, a bit of lemon quality, a bit of salt, but I'm getting the malt. And I want to say tamarind, just a bit, quite a bit more here on the taste. Definitely has a nice wheat malt background to it. A hint of maybe a caramel type flavor as well. But yeah, definitely see the wheat coming in. It's got that sort of slightly like kind of caramelized brown sugar type thing. I'm guessing that, they're coming from the tamarind. Yeah, it has kind of like that, just a hint of that candied sugar like quality. Kind of find out of like maybe a Belgian double or quad or a like brown ale like that. Just a bit of that candied sugar. So it's got this nice balance. Kind of starts off tart and kind of goes more sweet towards the mid palate and towards the finish. So it's not actually too acidic. You get it at the front, but it finishes sweeter. The mouthfeel, the carbs a bit lower, and it's a bit creamier. You can tell by the body looks a little bit thicker as far as that kind of haze goes, but let's see, maybe like a creamy light quality to it. Overall, I think this is a solid beer. It's a bit more of a malty tart, more of a acidic beer. So I would say that maybe if you like, if you had Flanders red or brown style ales, Build Bruins, or the Flanders red that have that big kind of tartness to it, but maybe a bit too acidic. Maybe it's a bit too sour. I would say maybe check this out. Kind of like more of a malty tart beer. It also kind of reminds me of like a light. It has characters of like a Goza or maybe Berliner Weiss, but just more malt character to it. Kind of also reminds me of like a Bier de Garde style, kind of more of that darker malt, tart, acidic quality to it, but just a lot lighter and more of that wheat character to it. But I like the beer. I think it's a pretty solid offering from, I guess, Fourth Tap. Nice to check out, and like to check out some of their other beers as well. That's pretty much what I think about Renewal here, Tamarind Wheat Ale. So, with all that said, think global, drink local, and cheers.